How's it going, everybody? YouTube. I know I don't put up too many videos, and I know I say this in pretty much all the videos I put up, but I definitely wanted to talk about something that's been rumbling up the community and well, the gaming community, I should say. No, I haven't really done too much gaming videos on this channel. I don't really get too many views on them anyway, so I got Battlefield 4 going on in the background. So, but let's see here, as you can see, I'm gonna try to see if you can see Battlefield 4. See Battlefield 4, Battlefield 4 in the background there. Battlefield 4. So now I want to kind of talk about something, and I might not get a lot of views on this video. That's fine. I mean, I'm only sitting at 35 subscribers, so I'm not a big channel. But so apparently, Battlefield 5 hasn't been doing too well. I think on the pre-order sales, I was actually going to pre-order the game myself because I wanted to add to my Battlefield collection. I mean, I pretty much have every Battlefield there that's out console wise. So now the thing I'm going to talk about is there's a controversy going on with Battlefield 5. And the controversy is that there's nothing but women. Basically, I guess the main character is a woman with a prosthetic arm, and I guess the whole team is full of women. So basically, what's going on now is that people are talking about, and I've actually seen some of the comments too, where people are like, "Man, I don't want to buy this game because it's all women," and I don't want to buy this game because women and fighting in World War II, that's historically inaccurate. And what I gotta say to that is, are y'all kidding me? Like, are y'all really looking for historical accuracy in a video game? Are you serious? So that's what it took. It took Battlefield 5 for y'all to finally go like, man, wait, this isn't realistic at all. Like, I don't get it. Like, historical inaccuracy. Like there's a lot of shooters out there that's not historical inaccurate. That are historically inaccurate. I'm pretty sure Call of Duty is not historically accurate. I can't remember what game it was. It was a shooter game. It was a really big shooter game too. And I think there were certain guns in there that weren't even invented yet, and yet people didn't even bat an eye at that and go like, man, I'm not playing that game because this gun wasn't even at this point in history. This is historically inaccurate. I'm not playing this game. Like, nobody even batted an eye at it. So it took Battlefield 5 for people to finally go like, no, this is historically inaccurate. I'm not buying this game. I'm not necessarily, now don't come at me like everybody came at Angry Joe, because I'm not trying to say that is the sole purpose as to why this isn't sold, because I actually looked at his video and actually did research and stuff on everything, and I really do think the reason why the game's not doing as good is the poor EA marketing, the problems that EA is facing right now, the poor business practices, and I really do think that it has something to do with the crappy release. Like, this game is being released between the new Call of Duty, which has always been a really popular franchise for the past 10 11 years, and then it's going up against Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a highly anticipated video game. Like, since the first Red Dead Redemption, which is technically the third game in the Red Dead franchise. So that's the thing. Like, I don't. I don't understand, like, why is it now though? And this is just me. This is just me addressing the comments that I saw. Um, so don't misconstrue this. Don't think that I'm saying this I'm saying this because, but it's like I'm saying this is the sole purpose or reason. But this is just the answer to some of those comments. Like, why do you think? Why is it now a problem that a game is historically inaccurate because it has a team full of women in it? Is it because of its women? Me personally, I don't care. As long as the game is fun, I'll play it. I talk to a lot of people. I don't care about. I'm playing a video game, okay? That's first and foremost thing. I'm playing a video game to escape reality. I might question certain things at times, like, okay, I don't think that was during that time, but hey, I'm still gonna keep playing. Because it's a video game. I don't ask for realism in a video game. I mean, you can get as realistic as you can get in a video game, but I don't think you can touch realism because it's a video game. You play this to escape reality. Sorry, I got my wine here too. I'm probably going to take some drinks between, but yeah. So that's my thing. Like, why now is Battlefield 5 making people go like, man, this is historically inaccurate. Like, the thing is like, there has been, like, again, there's been so many shooters out there that are stimulated in reality, and yet they're still historically inaccurate. So why is this now a problem? Like, so many shooters later, why is this now a problem? Call of Duty is not historically accurate at all. Period. I can't name one Call of Duty that is historically accurate. Medal of Honor wasn't. I think even in one Medal of Honor there was a helicopter. There was a chopper that saves this group of people, and it was in a time period where helicopters weren't even invented yet, and nobody was complaining about that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why this is the game. This is the game where gamers are like. I actually just read and responded to a comment where somebody said, "I'm not pre-ordering this game because it is so historically inaccurate because women weren't in World War II." And it's funny because I actually did look up some of this stuff, and there were women who actually fought in this time period. Somebody mentioned in the comments that there was a female Russian sniper back then, and I'm sorry to make this about social justice, but it's like there are a ton. What read go to? There are a ton of gamers who are making this about social justice warrior when there's no issue here. Like seriously, go look at some of these comments. Go to Angry Joe's videos. Go to any Battlefield 5 video, man, and you'll see the ugliness in gamers just come out. Like, seriously, like I thought Angry Joe, and shout out to Angry Joe, but I felt like he was making some really good comments, man. He was making some really good points. I don't feel like he was actually taking a side or anything like that. I wish I could edit his stuff in here to kind of show you or give you a point. I'll probably, you know what? I'll do you a solid better if you come and watch this video. I'll give you a link to his video so you can watch it. But I put a link below this video to link to his video. So, like, I feel like with what was I about to say? Yeah, okay, so the whole thing was like, so Angry Joe, he basically talks about I'm gonna take it to his video, but pretty much what he was talking about was the reason why he thought the game wasn't doing as good. And then, like, if you read like the comments, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this is what I've said before. The the gaming community is full of crazy people. Um, I never realized like how much I do not like the gaming community. Like I'm serious. I know I'm a gamer and everything, but I hate the gaming community sometimes. And I literally just went through all the comments and stuff like that, and it just affirmed my hatred even more for the gaming community, if that makes sense. I don't really care too much for them. I don't associate with them. Um, I know it's weird that I'm saying that, and I'm putting and I'm putting up. I was putting up gamer videos. I think that's why I'm not going to do gaming videos too much anymore. Um, but hang on a second, y'all. Hang on. Hello. No, she's not here yet. Oh, really? It did. Are you still downtown at the courthouse? She drove past you. Wow. Okay. She'll never do that. Yeah, that was kind of weird. She still might be downtown now. Yeah, and I can't call her because she don't got a phone yet. All right. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to take that. So basically, so the where was I at? Yeah. So okay. So yeah. So basically, he was making points like as far as the basically the points I kind of made earlier in this video, where he was talking about like how uh, he feels like the reason why the game is not doing as well pre-sales wise or pre-order wise is just because of the poor business practices. Um, Again, releasing it between two giant properties. You release this game between two giant properties that are about to come out. You got your you poorly promote this game and everything of that nature. Let's see here. And then I was about to make another point too. Like, this is the thing I don't get. They're making and this is for you guys that are making arguments about stuff that's historically inaccurate. There's people are talking about, man, this is so historically inaccurate. I'm looking at a article that says right here, yes, Battlefield 5 gamers. There were female soldiers in World War II. Man, like, it's a simple Google search, man. I swear to God, like, y'all sitting here arguing like, oh, it's historically inaccurate. Women did not fight in World War II. There weren't no women in World War II. I'm like, I just found this out in like 5 minutes. I mean, I already knew about it. I knew there were women soldiers in World War II. Again, like, who cares? Just like I thought it was about playing games and having fun, man. And now it's just like I'm kind of glad this came out in a way too, because like I'm really starting to see like the colors of the gaming community. Like I'm starting to like the gaming community is really showing their true colors. Like they really are. Like I saw I was listening to Angry Joe 2 and I was watching the comments, man. some of these comments are horrible. Like I'm starting to think like these people just don't even have a conscience or a soul, man. Like these don't sound like. I don't understand where this man is getting insulted. There's a lot of people who are taking what this dude is saying and just running with it the wrong way. Let's see here. It says right here, Anger Joe blames conservatives for Battlefield 5's failures. And he actually never even blamed conservatives at all in the video. He flat out said that the reason why he thinks the game is not doing good is because of the bad marketing. Releasing a game in between two giant companies. I'll even point out the elephant in the room. I really think it is also because there are women in the game as main characters. Because again, go back over the comments that I just read. There are comments that there are the comment that I just talked about, and that was just one of several comments that I saw. There was a guy that was like, what was another comment? You know what? I'm gonna read these comments. I'm gonna read what I responded to. Because a lot of the community is still gonna take this and run with it however they're gonna run with it. And that's completely fine. I can't control what you do, and you can't control what I do, so I guess that's what makes us different people. So, I'm going to my inbox here, because this is, So, it says right here, so it says right here, this comment right here. Turns out that gamers don't like an arrogant developer that takes his design. Oh, I'm sorry. Cues from a little girl because he doesn't have the integrity or intelligence to teach his child a lesson about historic reality. It's a video game. Why are we crying about historical reality? It's a video game. Shooters do not have historical accuracy. I'm sorry. You can't tell me every Battlefield, every Call of Duty up to this point has been historically accurate. None of them have. None of them. So that's the first thing that's wrong with that comment. So he goes on to say he fights his own design team to include a ridiculous SJW pandering character that imposes a jarring destruction of the suspense of disbelief. Isn't that what video games is all about, though? Isn't that what movies is all about? Suspension of disbelief? So what are we really saying here? Let's see here. Destruction of a suspension of disbelief that is necessary for the extreme immersion factor that the Battlefield franchise has always brilliantly provided. The fact the arrogant developer not only includes a ridiculous immersion-destroying character. How is this character immersion destroying unless you're making the character immersion destroying because what? Why? Why is this character immersion destroying? I always thought in a lot of shooters that the characters were faceless shooters that you can just run around and you shoot people. Even in story mode, which I will say a lot of shooters, in my honest opinion, don't really have good storylines to them. I thought it was just all about the fun and the set pieces. If you throw a narrative in there, that's fine too. The arrogant developer makes his character the focal point of the entire marketing campaign. Now to top it all off, when potential customers complain about this, the arrogant developer essentially calls these customers stupid and tells them to fuck off and not buy the game. I do disagree with the... I will say one thing though. I kind of agree with them too. If it wasn't for like EA's like some of their practices or whatever. It's not so much their practices. It's like I could see you telling gamers to go screw off because if you don't like the fact there's women in the game, go screw off somewhere. I get that too because it's like, yeah, okay, you don't like women in my game, don't buy it. Plain and simple, just don't buy my game. But to downgrade them and belittle them, I thought that was kind of going about the wrong way a little bit, calling them stupid and saying you're an idiot and you don't get it. No, I just don't. I think for gamers to put this to make this thing up in their head all of a sudden about SWJs, yeah, I think that's stupid. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm just going through all these comments because some of these comments are evil, man. What do you expect? He watches Young Turks. Look, okay, he didn't say anything about. Again, he didn't say that was the issue was SWJs. Now he said, unfortunately, that is that is the inclusion of this thing, and whether you guys want to believe it or not, that's the reality here. Um, that is definitely the reality. This is the guy that I have responded to. Now he tried to make it seem like that wasn't the case, but it's like, okay, really? He said, okay, pre-order every Battlefield game so far, but not this one. Not because it contains women, but because it contains women in unrealistic and disproportionate situations. If there were women in a new modern Battlefield, I wouldn't give it a second thought. But this, in the way they basically told their customers to fuck off, is just a slap in the face. Not because it contains women, because it contains women in unrealistic and disproportionate situations. What does that mean? So women can't go to battle. They couldn't fight back then. Again, and this is a Google search. If you go search in Google and you go to there's a Wikipedia page on this. There's several Google pages. There's a picture right here. In December 1941, 350,000 women served in the United States Armed Forces during World War II. That first sentence right there. Women served, this is a little over a quarter million. Women served in the United States Armed Forces during World War II. They had their own branches of service, including Women's Army Auxiliary Corps, later the Women's Army Corps, or the WAC, and the Women Air Force Service Pilots, WASP. Man, you know, I don't understand this, man. There's women who even died in here. These are, oh, that was the, and then it says in all, 350,000 American women served in the U.S. military during World War II, and 16 of them were killed in action. They were KIA. So, you, seriously, come on now, I don't understand where, I don't understand where women are. I don't understand where this game is historically inaccurate. Unless you just don't care for women being in this game, why don't y'all just come out and just say that? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a. I'm sorry. I'm not a person to. If you've watched my other videos on here, I'm not a person to mince words. I want you to be direct. If you don't like the fact there's women in this game, I'd rather you just say that. Don't cushion yourself by starting a conversation with like this guy right here. Like he's cushioning his conversation. He's not trying to make himself seem like the bad guy. He's like, you know, I don't want to make it seem like I don't like women in the game or anything, but they're put in totally disproportionate situations. So you're basically saying that women could never fight in World War or in any type of war period back then, but it clearly says in these historical, these historically accurate pages that I'm looking at, and it says that these women actually fought. They had their own military branches, and they had their own teams and their own forces. And these are armed forces. These aren't nurses. These aren't people that. These weren't women that were just going out nursing people in battlefield, because there were those women too. But these are armed forces we're talking about. There were military women armed forces back in World War II. This is back in the 1940s. I just read this off to you. So, I mean, if you're coming on here and you've convinced yourself that this is still a historically inaccurate game because there are women in it, or there's women in the fancy term he uses, disproportionate situations. Like, come on, man, come off of that. Just say you don't want women in the game, plain and simple. Just say that's the reason why you're not buying the game, because they're putting women, they're making women the main characters of the game and stuff like that. Like, come on, man. Like, that's stupid. Okay, so... Yeah, like... Yeah, man. I think I'm just reading through more comments, but man, I think this has to do with. I think a lot of this has to really do with sexism, man. It's crazy to think that in a gaming community where I always grew up thinking like there were nice people in the gaming community. There weren't sexist in the gaming community, stuff like that. And again, I'm not a social justice warrior. I don't care for that or anything like that. I'm just reading these comments and I'm calling it how I see it, man. Y'all, I mean, y'all kill me with this. Like and again, this is not. And I've brought this point up, but apparently people do this thing where they take one negative out of a conversation, and they run with that negative. So I'm gonna say it again in this video. I'm not saying this is what's doing the Battlefield series in, because I will say I've always thought EA has done some really weird practices, but but my thing here is like I'm just going by gamers' comments, and then like what I'm saying, like y'all are like throwing like hateful comments at people. Um, yeah, Angry Joe, he's getting a lot of hate. He's getting a lot of hate over what he said, although I don't understand what he said negatively or anything like that. Again, I thought he pretty much took a neutral stance in the whole situation, but I guess with this situation, you can't take a neutral stance. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to get called a SJW if people watch this video. I'm definitely going to get called that. I'm probably going to get called a liberal. I'm probably going to get called all sorts of things that I don't really care about. I don't do research on this stuff. I don't care for it. It is what it is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like people are going to take something like this, and they're going to make it political, man. They're going to make it political. They're gonna throw their own twist on it. It could be a stupid twist, but people throw a twist on it, man. It is what it is, you know. So that's all I had to say. I've ranted for a half an hour. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to continue doing video games on this channel. This might be my last video game video. I want to try to do. I'm a writer myself, so I want to try to get my writing thing going. And I'm probably thinking about doing some videos on here with writing, or I might set up a separate channel, and still might do the gaming thing. I don't know. It's up in the air. People don't watch my gaming videos as it is, so it is what it is, man. Well, that's it for this video. I will see you on the next one. Hopefully you're listening to my stories and everything like that.